Hello everyone, and welcome to the next episode of my podcast, Wild Wanderer, where I answer your hiking and outdoor related questions. I've already talked about many of the items I carry. Today I'm going to show you what I keep in my emergency kit. It contains some first aid items and some of the 10 essentials, as well as some extra gear in case I have an unexpected overnight in the backcountry. If you haven't watched my podcast explaining the 10 essentials, there's a link to it in the description. While this isn't a full list of everything I have in my pack, it is a kit of extras I keep stocked and always with me in case of an emergency. I know a lot of people like to go ultralight in their gear, their backpacking gear especially, but since I'm usually solo, I like to be overly prepared and I don't mind a little added weight in case of an emergency. All of these items fit into a quart Ziploc bag and they really don't weigh all that much. I put this bag in an easily accessible area in my pack so that I can get to it quickly if needed. Okay, so here are a couple of the items I keep in my emergency bag. Number one is a bandana, a sterile bandana, nice clean bandana inside another Ziploc bag. There are hundreds of uses for a bandana, especially in an emergency situation, and I always like to have a clean one with me in case I need it. I've got an extra poncho in here and my emergency blanket in case I get stuck and need shelter. Now this might be a little embarrassing to some people, but they're actually necessary. So I've got a sanitary napkin in here, and this is really important if I have heavy bleeding, like if I get cut somewhere and need to staunch a wound or something. I can open it, place it on something, especially like a head wound or something that bleeds copiously. It's a really good thing to have just to absorb blood. And with that, a small tampon. So you're probably wondering, what the heck do you need this for? Well, a small one that doesn't have an applicator works really well for staunching nosebleeds. And I hike a lot of time during hunting season, and there is an off chance I could get shot, or I could come upon somebody that got shot by accident. And these are really good for sealing the gunshot wound, absorbing the blood. Next, some more first aid items. I have moleskin and some scissors to help make the moleskin work. I've got a sanitary wipe in case I need to clean a wound, and then a bunch of different size Band-Aids, all for, whatever happens on the trail. In little baggies, I love these little baggies. I've got some antihistamine pills and I've got some ibuprofen in case they're needed. And then if they're needed, I'm going to want to treat a wound with Neosporin, and I've got Benadryl in case I have an unexpected itch somewhere, because sometimes, life happens. Next, I've got matches, and I've got like a little box to strike it on, and my candle. We've talked about this before, how a candle really helps when you're trying to light a fire and you just can't get it going. And my ferro rod. Always have a ferro rod with me. I've got some bug spray in here. It's not often in Colorado above tree line I deal with bugs, but every once in a while when I'm in the middle of nowhere, they just swarm at you. Mosquitoes can be terrible. I've got some safety pins here. You'd be surprised how many times safety pins come in handy when you need to put something together. And along that line, in this little Ziploc bag, little bag, I've got fish hooks that are already tied to fishing line in case I need to spend an unexpected overnight and fishing is an option. And then I've got a needle in here, a sterile needle that I use with the fishing line in case I have to sew something up. Always have an extra compass, a Sharpie, just because there's lots of useful things for a Sharpie, right? Yeah, got a Sharpie in my pack. Eye drops, little thing of eye drops in case my eyes get irritated. Tweezers, never know when you might need tweezers. An extra hair tie, small. I've got long hair, nice to tie it back if I need to. An extra ID, an expired ID, just in case something happens and people need to know who I am. And finally, some extra money. Now, the extra money is because I might get stuck in a place or have to leave through a different route that I wasn't really expecting the first time, and maybe I need to hitch a ride somewhere and want to, pay them back to be nice to me. Or it could just be I need food in the middle of nowhere. Like I might get stuck somewhere, and when I finally find my way out, I might be starving and hungry. So I like to have a little extra cash with me just in case something goes wrong. As you can see, all these items fit into a Ziploc bag, small one, nice and neat. carry it with me. Doesn't really take that much extra space. So I hope you enjoyed this episode, and to help me keep these episodes coming, please ask me questions by commenting or going to the contact button on my website. Thanks for watching, and remember, I want you to win at life and enjoy the adventure.